Professor of World Politics at the University of Helsinki. Teivo, welcome to the program. Tell me, first of all, the reaction in Finland 1 year ago when Sanna Marin announced this coalition government. Was there surprise, or I'm guessing it might have been a classic Finnish reaction of, yeah, okay, that's cool, whatever?
Well, thanks for inviting me. And perhaps the reaction was such that once Finns realized that the world thinks it's cool, then Finns said, oh, that's cool. That's cool that the world finds Finland advanced and it's good for country branding and all that. So I guess the reaction came via the reaction was seen through global media. And it's been very impressive for Finnish people to observe how well Sanna Marin has been taken in global media, even for her opponents. And she has many political opponents here in Finland also.
Absolutely. Do you think other world leaders might see her as a soft touch and even possibly try to bully her? Not necessarily because she's a woman, but because she's so young. I'm ashamed to say that I'm almost old enough. In fact, I am old enough to be her father.
I would imagine if you ask Prime Minister of Spain, Pedro Sanchez, who a few months ago in the very tough EU negotiations, according to Financial Times, in a late night dinner, Sanna Marin stood up and said to him, and he's from the same political position, social democrat, socialist as Sanna Marin, and said, okay, we've given in so much, now it's your turn. And with that, Sanna Marin sort of sealed her position in the very tough North European, not very solidarity kind of soft position on the EU negotiating table. So I think some people, and not only Pedro Sanchez of Spain, see her as tough.
What do you think, as your field of expertise is international politics, and you look at the women who are leading in New Zealand, in Taiwan, in Germany, in Denmark, has Sanna Marin followed that same path of women leaders who have dealt particularly well with the coronavirus? One analysis that I really liked a lot was that these women leaders have looked at their countries more from a position of the welfare of the people rather than the welfare of their national economies. Sanna Marin has done a good job, hasn't she?
She's very capable, and positions on how to assess her are divided according to political lines. But if you look at statistics on economic GDP growth and on corona statistics, the government has done well. Whether that has something to do with her gender is an open question. Political scientists tend to say that there isn't that much evidence on real causal or even correlation kind of relationship between women leadership and how to handle the corona now. But there are clearly New Zealand and Finland being clear examples of women leading their countries and having fairly good results. So investigation in political science is open on that, but it does seem that some women leaders are giving good results now.
She herself seems a little bit sick of always being reminded that she's a female leader. I mean, she said, I want to do as good a job as possible. I'm no better and no worse than a middle-aged man. So let's treat her as no more than a middle-aged man and look at her just as the Prime Minister of Finland. Has she done overall a good job, or are her opinion numbers still up in the polls?
The opinion numbers that have been remarkably high and got to the highest point in May of this year, truly higher than any previous government in Finland. The approval numbers went up to 69%. Since May, they have gone down somewhat, but are still fairly high up. And we could say her government is still very popular, but also facing a very harsh opposition. And it's politically more divided because you have government that's mostly center-left, and the opposition is mostly from the right and center-right. But within the government, there are also tensions, and she will have hard times managing the coalition, especially with the center party that in certain issues disagrees with the Social Democrats, the left, and the Greens.
Absolutely. I mean, and now she's 35 now. She was 34 when she became Prime Minister. how much is her age an advantage in terms of driving the country forward? I mean, Finland being part of Scandinavia, that part of the world has often set a lot of trends in whatever field, whether it's cultural, political, whatever it might be. She's trying to reduce the gender pay gap in Finland. She's also got an extremely ambitious climate crisis project to make the country carbon neutral by 2035. Is that because of her age, do you think?
No, I don't think it's so much because of her age. The age does matter in giving her a good position in that her party, the Social Democratic Party, has over the last 20 years or so been seen as party of the aging population, of elderly people. And now the popularity of her party, which sort of strengthens her leadership, the popularity has grown in particular among young people. And that's where her age and the sort of role model kind of things and the way she handles social media and media in general does have an impact. But I don't think it has that much impact on her real political decisions, and she herself downplays the importance of her age.
You started with telling us about how the world has been fascinated by Sanna Marin, and that's so true, and that's why we wanted to get your opinions on her first year in charge. Teivo Teivainen, thank you so much indeed, Teivo. Take care.